Welcome to Waves of Awareness, the podcast that is bringing the voices and personalities of people with disabilities to the community.
Listening along to learn more about the daily life of me and my friends, the resources available to us and our families, and how this podcast is chatting job for me and others with disability in this community.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Waves of Awareness. As always, we are super excited that you're here, and today is a very special episode because it is our season finale, season 12 finale. Right here, we have Mr. Johnny Sunshine with us on the mic. Hi,
Hi, Stacy.
how are you doing today, John?
I got around to it.
Good. I'm so glad. And our special guest today is Mayor Rogers Anderson.
Mayor Rogers.
Yeah, Mayor of Williamson County. How are you?
I'm fine. Glad to be here and talk a little bit about waves and Williamson County government.
Yes, we're so excited that you're here. And
Yeah.
we're so excited that you took time out of your busy calendar to spend some time with us and share a little information. I've got a list of questions that I'm going to start down. John, if you have any questions at all, please jump in at any time, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, awesome. So, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your path to become county mayor?
Sure, I would love to. Well, first of all, thanks for what Waves does in our community.
Thank you.
It means so much for our at-large population. So my journey started 78 years ago. I know Johnny likes to know people's birthdays,
He
so
does.
I'll just say 1948. And I was actually born by parents that worked in and around Oak Ridge, Tennessee, where the hydrogen bomb was built during World War II. My mom and dad met, and a few years later I was hatched, and we lived in a little community called Concord and Farragut. It's a very large community now. Went to high school in a very small school. It may have had 100 people in it when I graduated.
Mm-hmm.
Not anything like we see today in our Williamson County Public Schools, of which we have 52 of those.
Oh, goodness.
So after I finished high school, I went into the military and stayed in the Air Force for 4 years, serving both in Africa and Vietnam. And after 4 years, got out, went to school at the University of Tennessee on the GI Bill. Got out of school, eventually got married, moved to a smaller area, started a company, commercial insurance, dealing with oil companies, brought that company down here in the 1980s, and the rest of it's pretty much history. We had 3 children. All 3 of those children, we were trying to decide, do we want to go public schools or private schools? Williamson County schools were really very good back in the 80s, and so I was always raised in the ag side. If you don't like something, get in and change it. So I got in as a county commissioner, did that for 16 years, ran my business, retired, sold the business, became mayor in 2002, and I've been here 24 years. So that's a total of public life, public service of almost 40 years. So not running again, and it's time for me to move on and let somebody else have it.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, first, thank you for all of your service, like military and everything that you've done for the county. It's wow. I've never heard the full breadth of it all, and it's just amazing. So
Well,
thank you.
thank you.
For all of that. So what does the role of the county mayor involve day to day that people might not realize?
So let's define, let's define the role of county mayor. Most everyone in this studio, including Johnny, have got an idea of what a mayor does. But the other title that so many of your listeners will connect with, if they come from other parts of the state or other states in the United States, that position is often called a county executive or a county administrator. So the role of a county mayor was changed about the second year that I became mayor, about 03, 04, to indicate to all the businesses that were moving here, they could understand what a mayor did. They didn't exactly understand what a county executive did.
Gotcha.
And so we changed that to convenience of our people that moved here. If you look into the rule books, you look into the Tennessee Code Annotated, it will say that I'm the chief financial officer of the county. I'm in charge of all the property. And, oh, by the way, you have to run an office and a business just like you do if you were in the private side.
That's
been
a
a
lot.
wonderful journey.
That's a lot and a lot of hats.
Those
are big hats.
As you can see, they can't necessarily see on the mics, but you can on the videos. I'm pretty gray hair. Now, some of that is 3 kids. The other is 9 grandkids.
Oh, my.
Or it could
Congratulations.
be somewhere we have about 1,200 full-time employees, and you throw the part-time in under our Parks and Rec and other areas, close to 2,000 employees.
Wow. I feel stressed out with the 70 that are at Waves, and so that's just amazing.
Well, you're doing a great job, and your predecessor, and there's a young lady, I call her young, she's younger than I am, but most everybody is nowadays, by the name of Diane Giddens.
Oh, she's such a good friend.
Isn't she such a, she is a huge supporter of Waves, and her late brother was engaged with Waves, and it made the difference for him in his life, and it made the difference for him to probably live a few more years than what he normally would have. But well loved, just Diane has done everything at Waves, and
Yes,
will
she has.
will
Yes,
continue.
she is currently serving on our honorary board. and
I
we're
would think, Staci, that quite frankly, I'm over here because of her.
Yes,
That's
she
good.
is our email address that
That's
we
good.
keep really close. And yes, Diane has actually, she's been on the podcast before to talk about Jimmy
Why
Dean.
couldn't I have interviewed Diane? I could have really
That's
gotten
true.
it.
Well,
I could have gotten
season
it.
13
Oh yeah,
opener.
yeah.
Yeah, a little special guest.
Yeah. She would be nervous if I was interviewed.
Oh no!
Yes.
Yeah, y'all have been working together for a very long time, and so just
40
love
years.
It's so amazing, the connection that y'all have. But then also, she has been such a great friend to the organization, and has also helped Waves become bigger friends with everyone else at the county as well. So we're super thankful for her relationship and the relationship that's been created with you too. So, John, do you remember Jimmy Dean? Did you know Jimmy Dean?
Oh,
when he-
yeah, that Jimmy Dean, on Texas, they sings that Big Bad John. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's one reference, yes. But we used to support somebody here named Jimmy Dean.
Don. Boy, now name showed up. Jimmy Dean.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. So, Mayor, what are the top priorities for the county right now?
Well, I think any time you ask that question, and for 24 years I've been answering, it's always about the budget. Nobody likes taxes. They don't like to pay them. They don't like increases, and so have to live within your budget. Very similar to what Waves does every single day of the year. But at the same time, you need extra revenue to do some of the programs that you have got on your drawing board. Plus, you have to pay your people, and the facilities cost money. So, in the county, it's not much difference about. It's about budgets, about numbers, about programs. But in our county, for the last 30 years, it's about public education. It's about providing the quality of public education that we have. It's a great place to live, work, go to church, and raise your family in. And over the period of time working with all of our cities, we have 6 cities, and our county commission, we've been able to provide a community that's known not only in the Middle Tennessee area, but it's known across the state, and it's known throughout the United States. There's lots of first, lots of second for Franklin and Brentwood and the county and so many of our other cities.
There's a lot of really great things happening here.
There is. It's just like where we're sitting today in the public library. This was actually built by the county taxpayers. It's overseen by a board of directors, and the county does most of the funding here. Franklin gives some money, but all the programs, the activities that are here are overseen by a board of directors, in which Jessica, who is a head librarian, makes sure she lives within the budget. So this facility was built 20 years ago, and it's just I mean, I think we probably have replaced the hinges on the doors a couple of times because it's, you know, a few
I'm sure
years.
there's a lot of people coming in and out.
Well, and a few years ago, a lot of people were concerned with the internet and everything. It was going to take away from libraries. It's just the opposite has happened. As I was coming in, I met a young lady with her 2 children that I knew, and they're both under 5 or 6 years of age, and they're coming over to the children's section to to learn and read and do video. So libraries aren't going away.
Nope.
Waves is not going away.
Good.
And the
That's what I like to hear.
government's not- and Waves is not going away, Johnny, and neither is the county. We're here with our city partners, and
No matter how big it gets.
that's right.
That's right. Yeah, the library is such a huge asset, and I think you see that when like there might be a crisis in the community for some reason. Like when you look across social media, you'll see the libraries are the ones that are stepping up to fill in the gaps for different needs that the community has, and that's huge because
Well-
it's going over and beyond what you think a library does, which supply books. But it's so much more than just books.
It is more than books, and without organizations like the library, they're not-for-profit or Waves, and there are many others, Boys and Girls Club. There's probably 100 out there that do different services for our community. And when you think about those services that are provided, that's one less thing the government is involved in. We're a lot bigger. We're that elephant in the room, takes lots of paperwork and lots of regulations, and Waves is a lot more nimble, can deal with the day-to-day activities, and it's so important that we have these not-for-profits in our community to serve our different levels, whatever that happens to be.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that because I agree wholeheartedly. So how do you balance long-term planning with immediate community needs?
It's kind of like your house. You know, when I started out as a young man, and you didn't make a lot of money, and it was just you and your significant other, your wife. You know, eating pizza with your person in the dorm with you or the next door of the house. That was a big night out because you didn't have anything. As you grew, your family grew, you started having children. Your expenses went up, and the pizza didn't quite get it all the time. And so you had to figure out.
You got to get 2 pizzas.
You got to get 2 pizzas, that's right. And so it's no different in government. I mean, I just gave a presentation this morning to the Breakfast Rotary Club, and we've grown, and we were trying to highlight what's the last 20, 24 years been like. We built 19 schools in 23 years.
Wow.
We've gone from a budget of $125 million to over $525 million in 20 some odd years.
Wow.
We've grown from just a few people to a whole bunch of people. More roads. We have bigger diversity in our operation, from our landfill to our jail to our law enforcement community. So you name it. You got to figure out how to balance all that and live within a budget to the best of your ability. Sometimes you have to change, but our Parks and Rec is a good example of all the programs we have, all the trails, from pickleball to tennis to soccer, and the latest 2, some of the fastest growing sports are ladies lacrosse and girls flag football.
Oh.
We cannot find enough places for all of these activities in the schools and our Parks and Recreation facilities. So it continues to grow.
I feel like that's a good problem.
It is a good problem, but you have to pay for it. It's
Yes.
kind of like it's kind of like having that third child. When the first 2, you can kind of put 2 of them in the back seat in the car seat. The third one comes along now.
Gotta get a minivan.
You got to get a minivan. So each one of those opportunities that come along do present different challenges.
That's a great analogy. That's really good. I like that. So how do partnerships help the county?
Partnerships are with organizations like Waves. Partnerships are like organizations that feed our community when times of crisis. Partnerships are like our hospital, Williamson Health. It's a not-for-profit. It's a not-for-profit hospital that serves all of our community, whether you have the ability to pay or not. It's partnerships, you name it, Saddle Up.
It's one of our favorite partnerships,
Yep.
is Saddle Up.
And there's 50 to 100 of these organizations, and they're all excellent in what they do, and their mission is defined, and their heart is there. Now it's figuring out how to work with their not-for-profit communities, but it's also figuring out how to work with our cities and counties. Oftentimes, again, I'll use the analogy of the home. Being an ag boy, you had to always figure out how to talk in the language, and so cities and counties do differ from time to time. But there's usually a common ground if we can just continue those lines of communication in which we can all agree to disagree, but can we find a point that we can all live with?
I feel like for the most part, as a county and a city, in all the cities, like improving and enhancing the quality of life is the end game.
The problem is define quality of life.
Right, exactly.
You know, to some that means, and some means,
Exactly,
and
yeah.
so it's all over the board.
Yeah.
But so long as you can communicate, so long as you can talk out, I know you're married, and I'm sure your husband is probably still waiting for the very first time that he can win an argument, but he's still engaged. He's still engaged in the conversation. He knows the end results.
John knows Kevin too.
No.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you got to find that common ground in any kind of disagreement, or just like what you were talking about, like figuring out what the definition of something is.
That's right.
Because that can create conflict.
And don't hang the old laundry out.
No.
Once it's over, get on, guys.
Exactly. No, fully agree with that.
That's my marriage counseling for the week.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I got something to say. We're going to say a prayer meeting March 24th for for Cracker Barrel, eat a little bit and say a prayer for everybody for this county and this United States, everything.
I think that would be
Praise the
good.
Lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea. Then we got Booze and Goose comes in September some.
Okay.
We'd love to have you at all of our events.
Probably not going to happen.
Well, Mayor.
Just too many opportunities.
Well, I'm going to do some dancing maybe if it works right.
Yeah. Yeah, you could probably see Diane.
Now, Johnny,
Diane was dancing.
I was going to say, you need to reach out to Diane about dancing. I have 2 left feet.
Oh, I know you do, but she does too.
No, she does not.
I'm going to tell Diane that you told her she's got 2 left feet, she can't dance, she can't jump, and she can't run.
Well, she's a young lady, a little bit. Yeah.
Diane was out at Bruise and Grooves dancing while you were playing the cowbell.
Yeah, I'm going to do that again at Cowbell.
Yeah. So what's a project or accomplishment that you're especially proud of?
So you gave me a list of the questions that you wanted me to kind of address, and I really thought about that.
Thank you.
But after 24 years, I do not feel that I can answer one particular project. And I'll tell you why. They're all important, or we wouldn't have done them. This library building, when it was built 20 years ago, we didn't have a modern-day library. Or you go down to the public health center, or you go to the public safety building, or to the jail, or any of these activities that we have poured money into for bricks and mortar to be built. Program-wise, I mean, I just think our Parks and Rec is second to none in all of Tennessee. The trails, the biking, the hiking, we call it the passive park side, or the heavier activities for our children. They have soccer and flag football.
Yeah, I see a lot of that in my neighborhood.
Yes. So
Yeah.
there's
Well, also, like, I'll give a shout out to the recreation centers. They have amazing therapeutic rec
Yes.
for the adults that we support, like amazing programming and opportunities for them to be able to practice independence and learn new skills. So it's
and every
such an asset.
in government, if you'll kind of follow me, government doesn't create jobs. Now, we create internal jobs to get our mission completed. But the real jobs in the community, we have 270,000 people that live in Williamson County now. When I started in 2002, we had about 135,000. So all of these businesses that come to town that help to create jobs for folks like you and you and you, and all of us are dependent upon them being successful. And these businesses move here for a variety of reasons. Quality of life, quality of schools, good workforce, on and on and on. So there's no one thing that you can just put your fingers on. But if you had to, it's got to be around your public schools to have the best that you can provide and pay for. And we have 43,000 boys and girls that are going to school now.
Wow.
And just a few years ago, it was down to 15 to 18. So lots of young people moving into our community.
Yeah, that's a lot of growth, for sure. Oh, that's crazy to think about. So what opportunities do you see shaping the county's future?
We have to, it's absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, find a solution to congestion on our roadway. I see your eyebrows raising.
Well, you're about to get John fired up.
Well, you're supposed to make a super highway with close to Highway 96, that road down there. That's what I saw on the news. That's what I saw, and widen the road. And we get more cars every time when I see those cars coming in, boys. Where are we going to put them all?
Yeah. And you're right. It's all over the county, whether it's on the north or east or the west or the south, which stands for news. But you have to be able to pay for those. Some of those are city roads, Johnny. Some of them
They're
are county,
expensive, too.
and some of them are county roads. Some of them are state roads.
Oh,
And
so that's what it is.
so all of those things have to be worked out so that we can pay
Lots
for
of
them.
communication and collaboration.
And I think in the future is being sure that Williamson County has its identity, and we don't wind up such as some large metropolitan area that you really can't say this is Williamson County or this is downtown Franklin, this is Fairview, Tennessee. Being sure you have the mission that identifies yourself and not turn it into a metropolitan community.
I'm hearing intention.
Yes,
Being intentional
absolutely.
with the growth.
Be intentional. Growth is inevitable. A lot of people don't like it, but somebody that owns 50 acres and he or she wants to sell their 50 acre, that's their right to do what they wanted. It's called property rights. And I don't think we should ever get away from denying access to people that own land, that they should be able to sell it. Now, there are conditions. They just can't put a hog farm in the middle of a subdivision. That's called zoning. That's called regulations within the community. But we've done something right because the property values just keep escalating year after year after year. So hats off to all of those men and women that oversee those programs and have created this monster opportunity, as you said, to balance this growth and balance the jobs and be sure we keep our identity as who we are.
Yeah, well, hats off to you being that leadership for so long in Williamson County.
I don't know if it was me or,
Well, you had a hand in it, and so that counts for something.
Thank you. And I'll
For
pass
sure.
that on to somebody else that deals directly with it.
Well, we're so thankful for everything that you've shared with us. Do you have any questions for us, for me or John?
So tell me a little bit about Waves, where it's at now, how many students you have,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
the future of Waves?
Yeah. Well, we just moved our admin offices from West Main Street into downtown Franklin. We're now on Bridge Street.
2203.
Yep, 223 Bridge Street is where our admin offices are. And we are currently, we have 540 children in our early learning program. Now that's across 6 counties, but the majority of them, the highest number is in Williamson County. We're still
And what age bracket do you service?
0 to 5 in our early learning program. And then our adult services, we pick back up at 22. And we have 50 adults that we're supporting all in Williamson County.
And why the adult program?
Well, that's how we were founded. So we were founded to support adults in 1973 is when we were founded. The standard of care for an adult was to send them to an institution. And we had a handful of families out in Fairview who thought they could provide a better quality of life for their loved ones. And so they decided to make waves in the community, and they founded the organization. So we started as a day program, but now we have residential and employment and all kinds of community integration. And so our goal is just to help each person that we support be as independent as possible.
And so if there was I'm interviewing you now.
Yeah, I know. Starting to sweat.
If there were two things that you could change, what would be those two things?
Two
now,
things.
I realize you have to, I'm giving you some time to think about it. I realize you have a board, you have to pass that by.
Of course.
You're the executive director, but what are two things you'd really like to see? If I come back in 5 years and have an interview, what am I going to see different?
Well, one thing that I would love to change, John talks about it a lot. He wants to see waves everywhere. I'd love to have more growth and have a larger presence, which goes hand in hand with the second thing that I would want would be more awareness and acceptance for people who are different than each other in the community. And so just having the community be more open and accepting to people who might be different than them, and us all living harmoniously together.
So that's all utopia. How are you going to get that done?
A lot of hard work. A lot of hard work, a lot of conversations, continuing to grow our partnerships and our collaborations across the community, so that more people do know about us, so that we can raise our funding to be able to support more people. So
There you go. That's good. That's right. That'd be good.
Mm-hmm. John's going to be our spokesperson.
That's good, Mayor. We need more like that.
Yeah.
You want me to ask her another question? You want me to quit, John?
Why don't you ask Johnny Sunshine a question? Put him in the hot seat.
Put him in the hot seat?
Yeah.
Okay, Johnny, you ready?
Yeah.
Which is your favorite sport?
Well, I think Tyson, because they always win most of the time. That's the strength of it.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. They win, even though I'm not much a sportsman, but boy, they really get into it.
Yes.
They mostly win, so that's my question.
Okay.
That's your answer.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
your
that's what I was trying to say.
Well, thank you for letting me come over. And
I'm glad. Come over to, when I said I put my 24th of March, and it cost 8 o'clock.
all right.
Yeah. I'll shoot you an email,
Yeah.
or I'll shoot Diane an email about the breakfast.
So thank you.
No, thank you. We really appreciate your time.
That's right, ma'am.
We're so thankful that you're here, and everything that you've done, not just for the community, but for Waves too.
It's been a pleasure to work with you. You're very much needed in the community. I know it gets discouraging sometimes, but don't give up hope. Don't forget your mission. And you're helping a lot of young people and adults that just otherwise just would probably flounder out there. That's a bigger mission than I have as mayor. You're an extension of the good book.
Well, thank you. I say we wouldn't be able to do any of it without the support of friends and people like you.
Well, thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it even more.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
These guys love you, and I love it. They call me Johnny Sunshine. They
All
probably
right.
love you, Johnny Sunshine.
All right, everybody. That's another episode. We'll see you in a couple of months because this is our season finale.
Thanks for turning into another episode of Waves of Awareness. We are glad you are here till next time.
Waves of Awareness is a Waves Inc. podcast and made possible thanks to Spread the Positive, the Community Foundation of Middle Tennessee, and Tennessee's Department of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities. For more information, visit us online at www.wavesinc.com/podcast.